Hello, this is Troy Deutmeyer. I'm a field agronomist here in Northeast Iowa for Pioneer, and today is May 17th and just out and about doing some stand evaluations and just seeing how the early planted corn is coming up, and came across a situation here where we're actually running into some anhydrous burn. Now this particular field right here was planted about the 26th of April, and about 5 days prior to that had some anhydrous put on it, and then the corn was no-tilled about 5 days later. So as you can see here, we do have some rows that are looking very good and have very nice stand establishment here. And then if you could come over another row and we got into some of that anhydrous band, you can see that we essentially have almost no emerged plants. And when I started doing some digging here, you can kind of quickly see that this is anhydrous burn, and some of the things to look for with anhydrous burn, you can see that we have a couple different sized plants right here, a little bit bigger one and a little smaller one, but what both of them have, and hopefully this shows up well, as you can see here where the radicle is supposed to be coming out and rooting down for the plant, you can actually see that these roots right here are actually brown and essentially what we call is burnt off. And you can see right here that this plant right here also has the same thing, essentially almost no radicle. And the expansion zone of the anhydrous made it into the seed zone, and that's why these plants here don't have a radicle. They're slow to come, and this guy here is actually showing that it's actually showing some wilting. I did find some plants, or some seeds I should say, that didn't even germinate because the anhydrous took away all the available moisture and wasn't able to imbibe water. So this field did have a recent rain, and so I do think that these plants right here, because they are starting to shoot some nodal roots on both of these plants, you can see some nodal roots coming, that I do think these plants will survive. However, my experience in the past, a couple years ago, we did a study with some anhydrous burn, and we saw about 15 to 20% ear size reduction on these plants that get stunted like this. You can see this plant here had just emerged, and we have a plant here that had just come up. And as we go over a couple rows, you can see that we're almost here at V2 corn. So a little bit of variability. I have been seeing a fair amount of this in certain situations this year, so just wanted to give you guys a heads up and let you know that if you guys do start to see some uneven emergence and you're kind of pushing your anhydrous time, go ahead and look to see at what this radicle looks like coming off from the bottom of the seed. And if you see that, that's a classic sign of anhydrous burn. So if you do have any questions on anything going out in your fields, be sure to give your local Pioneer sales representative a call. Thank you.
That concludes this Pioneer Growing Point Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on Pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Pioneer for more agronomy insights.